Live with Brandon Mason.
All right, we're back. It's Monday the 12th in the building right now. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to cover this. Trump, Greenland, will the U.S. take this over? Obviously, one over there took care of Venezuela. Now, the big question, people in the chat right now, is will Trump, U.S. take Greenland next? We got James in the building. James, how you feeling?
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday.
We appreciate James coming to the building. People in the chat right now, how are you feeling? Everybody right now, put Trump, put Greenland. How are you feeling about it? We're going to dive into that. Look, I got a lot of videos, got clips, James, I want to talk about. Trump is making moves. People love, people hate. Yada, yada, yada. Greenland is one of those spots where he is claiming, a lot of people are claiming, take a look at my screen here, a bunch of them I'm going to pull up here for the media here watching live. He is saying, we got to get there before China and Russia get there. A lot of people are looking at this and saying, wait a second. What is Trump doing? Is he overstepping? Is he using too much power? Is he using too much force? We're going to talk about the sonic weapons today. We're going to talk about the ICE protest today. We're going to talk about, is Trump playing chess, not checkers today? Live on this show. We're back in the building on Monday. You guys in the chat right now, should Trump take Greenland? Yes or no in the chat right now. Put a Y if you believe so. Put an N if not. This is big conversation. I got a lot of clips, James. I'm going to pull it up right here. First things first, I'm going to play this clip because people need to see this right now. Take a look at this message.
Policy question. How much money are you thinking of giving people in Greenland to get them on board with a possible U.S.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that.
This is big.
But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China.
And hold on, I'm gonna start with that first. First things first, James.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you got to say. He said right away, if you're watching live in the vertical, we appreciate it. We'd love you coming to the chat. If you're watching live, smack the damn like button right now. Let me know. You watch it in horizontal form or you watch it in vertical form. James, go ahead. Should he take Greenland? How do you feel?
Well, first of all, you got to understand why Greenland is important, right? And Greenland is important because it's between us and Europe, right? It's an early detection site for any potential missiles coming in. Also, with the Arctic melting, it's getting hotter every year, right? New shipping lanes, military travel, and their resources are also going to be important, right? Now we throw in the whole how Trump delivers things, and now we start getting a little
Here we
crazy.
go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Now, well, what I want to say is this. I love the fact that people now are like, he said he's going to do something. We got to be careful because this man might just, right? You know, and I hate to say it, a lot of people love it. People hate it. People in the chat right now, this is important. Drop your states in the chat. How you feeling? I see all these names coming in. Leave a message right now so I can shout your name out in the chat. Lala, Pimple, Mama Chrome, how you feeling? People coming, RB, how you doing? Tracy. People come in the chat right now. Leave a message so I can shout you out right now and say your name as your name pops up my screen. Listen, I watched this clip and I want to show this exactly how we're looking at this and what he's saying. We need to get there because Russia, China, we're going to get to that, how he feels about them. They're going to be, if they do this, there's already some kind of presence that people are saying with China over there. I'm just saying. They're going to be right there. Listen, Russia does not like that. We're over there in Ukraine. Similar feeling, right? Like they're like, we want to get our land back. We don't want U.S. over there. And I get why they feel like that. We're in the same position that I don't feel comfortable knowing that China's right there. I only feel comfortable down here in Florida, down in Cuba. They had those tanks. People had shit going on. The Navy, you know what I'm saying, that they have over there. I don't like that. Now, let's pull that clip up real quick. I want to show that, and let's finish this message what Trump had to say. Let's listen to this real quick. Take a look.
As a neighbor, okay? I would like to make a deal, you know, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
Here we go.
And by the way, I'm a fan of Denmark too. I have to tell you, and you know they've been very nice to me.
So people get all upset about it. He's saying, I want to make a deal with Greenland. I know that he want to come in. Let's work on this together. This is my opinion. I think he wants to go in there. We're going together. He wants to tell Greenland, hey, you want Russia and China over there right next to you? That's up to you. But you see what Russia's doing with Ukraine, right? You see what China can do now with other. You know what I'm saying? Things could happen.
Yeah.
So I feel what we'll get to chess, not checkers in a second. I think he understands what could potentially happen if they come closer and closer. And he's like, I'm going to get in front of this before this even takes off.
Right. Because if China, they already tried investing in Greenland the same way they've done that with many countries in Africa and things like that. So it'd be easier if the U.S. had control over Greenland so you wouldn't have a potential war one day or it escalates even further, right? So Greenland is important, but the way it's playing out, that's where people kind of have problems, you know? So it's very important overall, but, you know, Trump seems to be dealing with this similar to like a real estate deal where you're like, oh, I want this, I'm going to go come get it. But that's kind of not how it should be playing out, because this is not a real estate deal. It's geopolitics.
But this is also letting other countries know we'll just go do it. And I'm not saying that's a bad. I'm not trying to tell you people just take all the shit they want. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is I love the fact people watch us right in the horizontal, vertical form. We love and appreciate you. I see that it's expanding. Some people in vertical are coming in here. If you're watching it live right now in horizontal in the chat, put an H if you're watching horizontal form. If you're watching us in vertical format right now, put a V in the chat. We want to know how you're watching this live stream right now. What I'm getting across and getting off my chest right now is the fact that I understand that Trump is looking at things from a further out picture. He's not like, oh, they're hurting them right now. He's not. That's not what's happening right now. But what's happening currently is he's like, I can see Russia and China could do something that makes us feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, which he's ultimately and has been advised correctly on. But the way he's delivering this, it kind of undermines our allies, you know?
Yep. Yeah, because those allies are like, wait a second, we don't ask for that.
Right.
But he's like, you guys are, listen, he's helping a lot of people. I'm just saying, we are a stronger nation. Our military is very strong. For us to go out there and make sure that we handle it is because we're handling it. It's like how I feel as a father. Now, I'm not going to try to say that this is connection to being a dad. I'm just trying to tell you, I handle things before my wife does a lot of times because I don't want to see a problem happen, right? Yeah. She does a lot. I do a lot. But I'm a safety guy. We talk about that all the time. James and I had pizza the other day. I was just looking at it going,
pizza.
It's great pizza.
Really
but
pizza.
The whole time I'm freaking stressed out. I got to make sure something doesn't happen.
If there's one thing I know, Brandon, it's where to find good pizza almost anywhere.
we know you can find good pizza with us people up in New York, but pizza, know we know pizza. Yeah. People in the chat right now. What I'm trying to get across is everyone that's coming in right now, vertical, horizontal. Who are you watching this at right now? We need to know, baby. How you feeling? And drop your favorite emojis in the chat right now. People in the back. How much in the building? How you feeling? South Gal in the chat. Welcome to the show. We love and appreciate you. Everybody in the chat, let me know. Trump supporter or not in the chat. Put Trump right now if you're a Trump supporter. And if not, then put no. What I'm getting at, James, is this. He's like looking ahead of times right now, saying, I know in my mind, and he has conversation. It isn't like he just wakes up and doesn't talk to anybody. Like he knows a lot of things. I would imagine Trump knows more about Russia and China than we do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I would make sure. Trump knows more about China than most of the Republicans that are going to communicate today and Democrats communicating today, right? He knows more about Russia and China than all the protesters do. And I think that what he's looking at is like, you know what? I hear something I don't want to happen, and now I'm going to get out there right now and make sure it doesn't happen. How do we take care of that? Not by forcing Greenland, but letting him know up front, hey, listen, this is what we got to do. I'm sure he had that conversation. And they probably said, well, we don't really know about that. We're not too fond of that. And he said, well, shit, I'm fond of it. And we're going to get in there. We're going to take this shit, whether you like it or not now, because we know that hurts us. And I know that Europe, NATO can say, hey, look, I don't think this is a good idea. I'm not requesting this. But even if you're not requesting this ultimately puts U.S. in a bad position. We can't take Greenland, cut it off, and then put it over there. Like, it's going to be right there. And if they allow that to happen, which I'm just saying, I have a lot of European friends. Our families come from all over the world. But I believe that our nation is a lot stronger than what Europe is going to do. A lot stronger than what Germany is going to do. As together, as a whole, we're wonderful. But I don't think they have the balls, nor do they have the capability to what we're going to do. We'll get to sonic weapons in a second. So I think him telling them, we're going to take the shit regardless is a stretch, and it's a lot. But it's saying we're protecting our interests for our people. And Canada's silent right now. They know the shit could come that way too.
But like the bad part about how he delivers this is that it just gives fuel for the people that are very critical of him and the administration.
Yeah.
So I ultimately...
But I don't think he's worried about being critical of Democrats.
He's not, but he's adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah,
right?
He is. But you know what? I look at this. If he does this, people are going to say, oh my God, he's overstepping. I'm one of those people where I sit back and go, I don't want him to do that. I don't want him to take over a nation or take over a place without them saying so or coming in and running their country. I don't think it's fair. But I also know he's looking at it from a perspective of having China and Russia as neighbors, and I don't want them there. I tell you right now, I'm not talking about China, Russian people. I make sure I say that clear. I'm not saying I don't like Chinese people. I'm not saying I don't like people from China or Asia or Russia. I'm not saying I don't like those people. I'm saying the military. I'm saying Putin. I'm saying those people running there. Now, I'm going to make sure I say it clear. People say, you don't like Chinese people. I didn't say that.
No, the Arctic Circle is going to be a very important thing, especially as the ice caps keep melting, right? And it is important to remember, though, that we do have military bases in Greenland currently now. I don't know what information the administration has currently, but like to move this sense of urgency. I do know Biden had a policy on the Arctic Circle. It's been a thing for a long time. It seems Trump is moving on it, but he's moving it in such a way that I think it really undermines our allies over in Europe. You know,
they're going to feel like you overstep your like what you're able to do. Hey, this is you're going here. You don't got to do that. We have that. Or we have to decide it together. Right. Yes. But it is a thing that they're going to do it right. I mean, so I know what you're saying. Sometimes as leaders, you're a basketball player. You're bringing the ball up the court. You're supposed to run a play. You don't believe the guy's going to do it right, so you get it done. Is that a bad thing? If you get it done properly, I think it's good. Things are good. If you do it and shit goes south, you're like, why didn't you pass the ball? Right? So as a football coach and all that too, relate people in the chat right now coming in. How you doing, people in the chat? Chrome, Linda, what's going on? Priscilla's in the building. People that come in the chat right now, put somebody's name in the chat that you see and show them you are not a bot in the building. What I'm saying is this, James. They might not like it. They might be upset about it. But if Trump doesn't do it, right, and then China and Russia do something that we don't like, now we're like, well, now we all feel like shit. Now we're like, oh, shit, they got a whole base over there. And we're like, oh, if we would have just did this, that wouldn't happen.
Right. That's one of the points I brought up earlier, that this is supposed to be preemptively preventing further involvement from China or Russia, which would then create a bigger escalation down the line in the future.
Right.
I just think the way they should be getting resolved is more politically, because this is not a land grab. It's not a real estate deal. It's not like he's just, I'm buying the house next door. I'm going to knock it down and build something bigger. This is a sovereign country. It's belongs to Denmark, and I think probably you could use a little bit more tact on delivering this.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm gonna rewind this so I can show this real quick again. I'm gonna pull this up, James, because I how we answer this is pretty damn straightforward. Let's take a look at it.
We're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. Okay?
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
We are not going to have Russia and China as a neighbor.
Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor.
And that can happen.
I mean, Alaska and Russia, very close.
But I'm saying that, yeah, I get it. But that's like, we're in that position no matter what. Like, they're close. We don't like that. They might not like. That's the thing. They always fly planes over near Alaska, and we don't like it, right?
Testing us.
Testing shit. So I think Trump is very smart for this. Now, how he does it, people love it, people hate it. I get that. But I'm just saying in the chat right now, if you're watching live, do you like it? Yes or no? I don't feel that, Democrats are going to be like, oh, this is great. They're going to try to find a way, even if it was great, to say this is bad so they can get people in office. I get it. That's what they should do. They should try to find a way to get their people in office. I'm not saying that that's a bad idea or a bad scheme. But they have to understand, I don't care what you're trying to do. You're in this country too. Like, just because you want to get your person in office, you should also look at the safety of our people. And I think that if we wake up every day and China or Russia control Greenland, I think that gets worse for us and for our kids. I like them to stay way over there. We operate different. We don't have kings and queens, and we don't do that whole operation over here. We don't do that. This is different over here. Putin's going to be in there until he dies, right? You got the guy, they're going to be there until they die. Like, these people run these nations. We don't operate like that. I feel that people coming in the chat right now can look at this and say, I don't like Trump. I don't like what he does. I don't like how he talks. But I can tell you what, right now, going over there and getting Maduro, people are like, there's some bad shit happening, got Maduro. And we're going to get that in a second. They use some sonic weapons, James. That show's a little crazy. I want to play some of this real quick. Let me finish this clip right here that we had to talk about with Trump. Let me take a look at it.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way. But if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. And by the way, I'm a fan of Denmark too. I have to tell you, and they've been very nice to me. I'm a big fan, but the fact that they had a boat land there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land. I'm sure we had lots of boats go there also, but we need that, because if you take a look outside of Greenland right now, there are Russian destroyers, there are Chinese destroyers and bigger, There are Russian
See this?
submarines all over the place. We're not going to have Russia or China occupy Greenland, and that's what they're going to do if we don't. So we're going to...
Look, that's a big deal. If you go out there and you see they got shit going over there, and you start to be a little uncomfortable, I know that makes me feel uncomfortable because my kids, look, how long we got to live to be? Fuck, you know what, 80, 90, 100, who knows? You look at your kids are going to grow up. You don't want them speaking Russian, I'm just saying, or Mandarin. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying the closer they get, the more we start being uncomfortable. That's how I feel. So you feel like what? We should just let it go? What do you think?
No, I think like when you have a topic like this, I think it's first to acknowledge like the topic of Greenland is important to national security, right? Like everyone can agree on that. Like even if you start looking into it and like Google, why is Greenland important? You're going to start seeing things and you're like, okay, I could agree with that. But then comes out how we can't, like, we don't need to necessarily take over Greenland to control it. I'm sure there's other, because we already have our bases there. But I think the way, like, I think it makes the U.S. look bad when the president is out there saying things the way he is, like, we're going to just give everyone there $10,000. Like, you just can't buy everyone out all the time. You know, maybe the people that actually live in Greenland don't want to be a part of the United States.
So you don't like how he talks, but I'm saying the process of what he does. If you put Kamala Harris in office, I'm just saying, if Kamala Harris would have won the election right now, I don't think we would be any further with Russia and Ukraine. Now, I know that Trump didn't end the war like he said he was going to do, but at the end of the day, we wouldn't be any further down the road. We'd be like, oh, what's happening? We wouldn't be really dealing with that at all. We'd be sending people, troops, shit over to Ukraine for the next 100 years, same thing. And then you get to how would they have handled Hamas with Israel and all that? Going over there and stop, you know, shit's still escalating a little bit. I get that. But to go over there, Maduro, they wouldn't have handled Maduro. They would have been like, oh, Maduro keeps sending drugs over here, been sending drugs for years. They wouldn't handle that. Trump's like, gone. Got Maduro. We're going to figure it out. I'm not saying I'm not saying that that's always a great thing or a great way to do it. Yes. In the chat right now, are you a fan of what Trump is doing? Yes or no? Tell me. If you love Trump, put Trump in the chat, put a flag in the chat, or put no. Everybody watching live, I want to see all your messages right now. Let's see it pump up in the chat right now. Mile High's in the building. How the hell you feeling? I feel that he does things people don't like, but I love the fact that he takes ownership of what he's saying he's going to do. We in this country, we don't have a dictator. Other countries have dictators. Democrats can say Trump wants to be a dictator, but I'm saying that Trump is so powerful and so independent that we don't even say U.S. takes over Greenland. We say Trump to take Greenland. That's how much, I want to say an alpha male. He's getting older now, right? I'm just saying, I want to say he's an alpha male where he's like, yo, this is what we got to do, and this is what he goes and does. I like that as a leader.
Right. He's clearly not a politician.
No.
Because
I agree.
Yeah, right.
I agree.
I mean, that's what he ran on.
But politicians don't always, I don't think politicians are so great.
But sometimes you might need a little bit more tact to get something done. And it's like, I know he doesn't care about him fueling the people that don't agree with him.
I don't want to have any more I personally don't want to have the, hey, you want some salt? I got pepper. I don't think that works anymore. I think what you're saying is true, where I believe that over time, people watching live in the chat, we love and appreciate you. Smack that damn like button right now if you're watching live. I know what you're saying, and I get what you're trying to say. That, you know what, how Trump handles it, you don't like it. Democrats don't like it because how he talks or how he does it or he's overstepping or how he handled it or social media and that. I think, in my mind, someone like Trump actually believes, I got to do this while I'm here. I'm here for 4 years. He was here 4 years before that. I'm going to get shit done, and I'm going to be straightforward. I hate the give me some salt, give me some pepper, and the trade line. That's just not working. And we've been doing this now. Russia, China, we still don't know how we feel with them. We don't know if we're friends with China, if we're not. One day wake up, we like Russia. I don't know, not sure, right? Like, do you think that they like Trump? I don't know. Then I'm like, maybe they do, maybe they don't. They don't like Joe Biden. They don't respect him. Like, so I feel like being Mr. Nice Guy doesn't work. Being the president of the United States, you might be a great neighbor. You want some butter? I got you. I need some cream cheese. Hey, I need a loaf of bread. Hey, I like the whole neighbor system. But the neighbor starts taking advantage of you, and you're like, hey, can I get some? You have any salt? They're like, we don't have salt. Got this or that. They just ask you for shit all the time. Eventually, like, that's a bad neighbor. That neighbor sucks. And I feel that when Trump is handling these countries, he's looking at it like that. Like, you're not doing shit for us. Like, you know, and having Russia, China together, working together, getting to Greenland, I don't think now is the time to start saying, hey, let's play Mr. Nice Guy with these people. I think it's we're taking this because we're not letting your ass over here. And if you screw up, we're going to come take your shit out.
Right. But remember, it's also like temporally related to us going into Venezuela, him threatening Cuba. You have a lot of things going on all at the same time. So it could kind of make
the Cuban people don't even like Cuba. That's what I'm saying. They don't even like it. Venezuela doesn't even like it. It isn't like they love their country so much and then we're going over there tearing their country apart. It's like they hate their life and we're fixing it.
But the people in Greenland aren't having that problem, right?
No, I agree. I agree.
So it's a little different. So maybe like the response that
I agree with that
administration, the president is using might not be proportionate to what the goal we're trying to accomplish right now in Greenland.
I like that.
Yeah.
But also the message is more loud and clear to Russia and China. Like, think about it. You know they got the message, right? Like Russia, they're like, oh, Trump wants to take Greenland. Why? Because we don't want your ass over here. They're like, all right, now they're more together than ever, obviously. Hey, shit.
But that's the thing. You can promote the enemies of the United States getting closer together based on that. I mean, we don't know everything that's going on, right?
But they got people there.
Right. But
why would they have that system over there? Why would they have military, Navy ships or what the hell they got?
That I don't. Yeah,
that's a problem.
I agree with you, but
I don't like it.
We don't know the whole picture.
I love Chinese people, love Russian people, love Ukrainian people. I don't like their military over here.
Right. But
that's just not cool.
Remember, like we were saying, like it's a change from a global hegemony to a sphere of influence, right?
Yeah.
And like based on the Monroe Doctrine and how it's being interpreted today, this is kind of like in line with the U.S.'s hemisphere of the world, and the U.S. wants control of that.
And hold on, we got to pin a message here. We got a bunch. Lala said Trump is not a polished politician, but he gets his point across his way. And look, I'm not gonna lie. And I think Lala is independent or could voting Democrat, right? But these are people coming into the chat and they got something to say. When I think about what she just said, is he's not a politician, but he gets his point across, right? Mile High in the building. How the hell you feeling? To vote Brand Mason. Shit. Oh, man. Like, look, I think that Trump's goal, and I love what that is. Good morning, Big Bill in the building. Hold on a second. Let me pin some of these. Here's the thing. Mile High just said that. America first. That's a big point I want to talk about. I think that Trump legit says, I don't care about what your country is. America first. We'll figure this shit out after. There's a way to do it. You're right. You shouldn't do it and how you feel overly forced. But Trump is like, I'm going to make sure our country's protected from China and Russia because they're doing crazy shit.
Right.
I feel good about that.
But his delivery muddies up the strategic importance of what he's trying to do.
But who does he muddy the waters with? You're saying allies and muddies the water with
the
Democrats.
American people overall. Like,
I don't think Republicans are mad about this.
I think that if you ask even most people probably don't understand why Greenland is important to the
Hold
United
on, in
States.
the chat, if you're Republican, put an R right now. If you're watching live in the chat, put an R. If you watch this later, put an R if you're a Republican, put a D right now if you're a Democrat in the chat. Let me know right now, everybody. Republican R, Democrat D. Go ahead, James. Here's the problem. We're so much, I think in life in general, we worry so much about our delivery, right? Because we don't want people to judge us in a wrong kind of way. I think in 2026, one of my goals is I want to respect people, but I want to get my point off the way that I want to get my point off because this is what I need for my family, right? You need for your family. Respectfully, though, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to do this. Like, my neighbor, who I love very much, and maybe we'll watch the show later, and sometimes they watch. I have a Clusia wall next to my house, James. They did not take care of the weeds on their side. They have a beautiful house. Mm-hmm. Beautiful house. I called the wife. I said, listen, you got to cut these weeds back. They're coming to my side, and I can't control them from your side. You screw my shit up, right? Realistically. Her husband was not here. Her husband has been, he lost his job. He's been traveling for work and this and that. And they have houses and they have a lot of money and all this. But I said, yeah, but the problem is the hedge around my house is leaning this way because your weeds are coming over. My shit's trying to go to the sun. And I need that boundary between our properties as a privacy wall. You're screwing it up. And I'm like, wait, I love them, but you're screwing it up, right? The more I kept saying it nicely, it's not going to go nowhere. Weeds going to keep growing, right? Taking these weeds out. Yeah. Now, right? I love them very much. And they're probably thinking, you got young kids, you're going to think, we're past that. We're doing this on boat and shit. They can kill us with the fucking weeds. You know what I'm saying? They can care less. And they're great people. But I'm just saying, for me, I want these fucking weeds to clean up now. So what am I going to do? Sit there and be like, hey, weeds and or, yo, I'm taking this shit. I'm coming over there now and cutting these weeds down regardless because I want my shit to be protected, right? So people are going to say, oh, he's a bad neighbor. He was too forceful. Well, I've been saying this now for some time, and I'm uncomfortable. I don't like how this is happening. How it's going to play out for me. It's not going to be good. So I'm taking it now. Some people are going to respect that. Others are going to say, I don't like that. What side? You got to be on one side or the other. There's the fence. Are you on the take to protect, or let's just kind of figure out how we can try to be independent? I think the independent doesn't work in 2026. In the chat, if you agree with what I'm saying, put agree in the chat right now. If you disagree, put a D in the chat right now. And I love everybody in the building right now. How do you feel about that message I just gave?
I understand it. I mean, it's a little different compared to like geopolitics.
Or
right?
living in a condo.
And living in a condo.
Yep.
Yeah, but like, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, most Americans probably don't understand why Greenland's important. So, like, if I was the president, I'd be like, look, it's important because of these 3 reasons, right? The Arctic is changing. We don't want our enemies on our border, and there's a lot of resources there, whatever.
But he did do that.
Nah,
no, but he did. He said,
he said Russia, China. Yeah.
He said, look, I don't want them to come over here.
It's actually more important than that, right? It's like, it's bigger than that. Like, if you explain, if they set up their bases there, now we have an even bigger problem.
Yeah, but he did say that. I don't want to be neighbors with Russia and China. That message alone to me, hey, you want Russia and China to be there? Because he believes in his mind they're going to move closer to Greenland. Do you know how many people are in the buddy system right now? Hey, a war is going to break out in your school. Who's your friend? You better find your friends, right? You better find the teachers you like. You better figure it out. If there's a fight in the school, half versus half, you got to figure out who's on your team. Trump is trying to figure out who's on our team. And if Europe's not going to be on our team, or they're going to be on our team whenever they want to be on our team, he's got to be like, you know what? You could be on our team, but you're not going to do shit about this. I'll take care of that, and you can just be on our team. I think that's what he's doing. I don't think that any strategy at this point, hey, American people, they have we already know because he told us he doesn't want Russia and China to be there, period. That's the answer. I don't think it's anything that has to do with like some kind of minerals or oil or this and that. I think it's, first off, Greenland's covered in ice. Shit's cold as fuck.
That's the thing, it's receding.
Iceland's
There's a lot of minerals there.
People in the chat, do you notice Greenland's covered in ice? It's cold as shit.
It's all receding.
Iceland is green.
Yeah.
What kind of backward shit is that?
I know.
I don't like it.
All right.
And
we'll change it. They'll change the name.
We'll take it.
But I'm just saying, like, the minerals there are very important. There's a lot of stuff there, especially for like the EVs and things like that.
Yeah.
But my whole point is like,
I like
his delivery muddies up the importance of what the point is.
But even if let's say this. He gets out there and he goes, hey, all my American people, I want you to know that I'm looking out for your safety. I want to make sure that you understand that we need to go over there and stop Russia and China from coming in there. So we are going to have a conversation with Greenland and see if they want to do that. If they don't want to do that, we're just going to let Russia and China do what they want to do. We're going to be like, fuck is that? Mm-hmm. Right? We're not going to like that either. Democrats are going to be like, oh my God, he didn't get it done right. Oh my God, now that, right? Now, Republicans say, that's bullshit. Go get the shit now. So he's not going to win in that position. I'd like to think that if he said things nicer, then people will be like, he's a nice guy. But I'll tell you right now, Democrats don't give a shit about how nice a guy is. They're like, we don't like you. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what it is. They didn't like him before he ever got in office. So, I mean, they don't like any Republicans that get in office. I can tell you this much. If I look at all the Democrats, personally, I have a lot of Democratic friends and people in our chat and whatever. I like a lot of them. But we go back and we take a look at the presidents. I don't think Joe Biden did a good job. He might be a nice person. He did a horrible job to me, right? Look at interest rates now coming down. People are excited right now. I'm excited. We're going to talk about that another day. Now we got interest rates coming down. You can afford more house. We got taxes, all the shit they're trying to get rid of. Trying to get rid of real estate taxes here in Florida. That's really big. Safety, ICE taking over, making sure that some good and bad things happening. But I'm just saying, a lot of shit going on. Yeah. You take a look at the overall picture. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden would have kept it. We're just floating. Shit, gas is high, gas coming down. Interest rates high, interest coming down. Border protected. Maduro not bringing drugs here. No men and women's sport. I see a lot of great things happening. Democrats going to say he shouldn't have did that because that wasn't the right thing to do. He's not allowed to do that. I think that's ridiculous. It might be right, but come on now. We got to get shit done. That's what I think. So Trump is playing chess, not checkers. In my opinion, people watching the show right now, is Trump playing chess or checkers? In the chat right now, everybody watching. Watching now, watching later. If you're watching vertical, horizontal, we don't give a damn. We're going to keep building this thing. We're going to get people all in here. Is Trump playing chess or checkers in the chat right now? Tracy, before you leave, chess or checkers in the chat right now. I know you got to step out. I feel personally that Trump is doing things that people don't know, right? We're going to talk about the sonic weapons in a second. That's chess. I mean, there's no doubt about that one. That's chess.
Brandon,
That's
I think some people might call you.
yeah.
They might call you a sonic weapon.
They might.
They might call you a sonic weapon.
Sewer to sewer.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I look. I'm explaining this in the best way properly to also educate, but also educate myself in what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing a lot of things. I'm seeing that Trump is stepping up and saying, I believe this is going to happen, so I'm going to do this now. Right? Checkers is like, you move. Okay, I saw your move. I do my move. You do your move. I do my. Chess is like, I'm going to move 4 times because I know what you're about to do, and I'm going to stop you now. You can do that in checkers, by the way, too. But like, you can't move back and forth. And until you get king, then you come over, depending on your play. With chess, you kind of got to maneuver a lot, right? So I feel like I think it's great, right? A lot of people are going to see this later, going to go, this man's on to something, right? Or maybe not. What do you think? Is he playing chess or checkers?
My hot take would be checkers.
Okay.
Because if he was playing chess, I think it'd be a lot more smoother overall.
Or nobody knows?
Yes. And
Maduro?
our allies wouldn't be more upset at us. So I think it'd be smoother if I was going to take the chess route. I think he's just going in like a wrecking ball, and that's more checkers.
Okay, so hold on. Let's ask this question here. In war, it's never going to be you go to war and it's like, it's easy. It's just going to be wrecking ball. If you go to Venezuela and try to take their freaking president, it's not going to be, by the way, that was as smooth as can be. That was, chess at its finest, right? I think ice, it's not smooth getting done.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to agree that's smooth.
I wouldn't call that chess or checkers. I would just call that getting shit done. But in general, he's stepping in, and all the Republicans voted for this. That's more of the world. More people wanted him, right? Majority. You look at our country, he got the votes. They wanted it. So you can't be like, oh, he's not doing it for the country. Well, to most of the country, he is. Would you say? You look at all the states?
I guess. He also has a low approval rating right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying right now, if he runs again, they're not going to pick Kamala Harris.
No.
That's what I'm saying. She won. Okay, they're going to pick her. Not going to pick Tim Walz. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Tim Walz is done.
That was all terrible. The Democrats run their party. I don't know what they're thinking.
Democrats don't have anybody to run for, but they're going to think that Mandani, whatever the hell, is going to win the election. Or Newsom.
Yeah.
And they're not going to win. And if he runs, I'm running. We're the same age.
Yeah.
Gary?
Let's make the happy
If
medium
Mandani's running for president, I'm running for president.
Yeah.
Why not? Right? I'm going there and telling the truth. Hey, look, I don't want anybody to get hurt. I want safety in this country. I want this. I want that. I want everybody to be happy. I like white, black, Hispanic. I like everybody. I just want people to do what they say they're going to do and respect people. And that's it. And I feel like if he's going to, I should run president too. Just saying. I feel like it's
going to run against Vaughn?
Vaughn's not going to run. Vaughn's going to get beat by Mandani. Because Vaughn's got more Republican views than Mandani's got. So Mandani's going to win the Democratic Party. So he's out. Just saying, Vaughn was coming to the chat. He'll be here probably. U.S. used sonic weapons. People in the chat right now, let's show this right now. The supersonic weapons. We didn't get a chance to put it on here, but holy shit. I'm gonna show some crazy shit right now. People in the chat right now. Let me just show you what the hell they got going on. Take a look.
Account of the Delta Force raid to capitalist Nicolas Maduro, reposted on X by the White House press secretary, includes this eyebrow-raising detail from one of Maduro's bodyguards about the way the Americans disabled them. The quote is, "At one point they launched something. I don't know how to describe it," he said. "It was like a very intense sound wave. Suddenly I felt like my head was exploding from the inside." Sensational new account of the Delta Force.
So hold on a second. I'm going to get to that right now.
Camping out in a bunker in the most secure military facility that was guarded by Chinese and Russian technology. They had high-end stuff. They spent billions of dollars, and he had 300 security guards. Nicolas Maduro was not just standing in the middle of a Walmart parking lot. He was secure, and he was within feet of a safe room, yet he was black-bagged and chucked in the back of a helicopter.
Do you understand the supersonic shit that we're talking about right now? I never heard any of this before. I heard some crazy shit before. They went over there,
like it was,
and these guys couldn't do anything. It says mystery weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees during Maduro raid. Everybody was on the ground. Nobody could move. Everybody's throwing up. Maduro, nobody could do nothing. They get Maduro. As soon as they leave, they come back. Those people wake up. Oh, life is good again. That's some crazy shit, James.
I know. And
who's got that?
Nobody. But what I think is interesting is that we see so many clips of so much like war propaganda. Why didn't we see that? Like, why wouldn't they want to show this type of stuff?
Vaughn said, "Don't hate on his campaign." Look at this right here. I'm taking a look at this. They're going on showing you. I'm going to pull another spot up. Look at our military, though, bro. Our military is just so badass. And I show this because I want people to know on our show we show this. We bring in a lot of things to show you how we're operating, things that we don't even know about. And Trump has made it very clear. We got shit that they don't have. He said that before. And I said, okay, people could talk whatever. And I love what Trump does. A lot of people hate. But let me tell you, our freaking military, when I heard this shit, James, I was like, holy shit. We got something that they can't control. I don't think China has this. I think China has a lot of shit that we might not know about. They got drones and stuff like that. We got supersonic shit over there. We're showing up, James, and they can't move until we leave. I got to tell you, listen, as someone in the U.S., Republican, love our country a lot. I love everybody, by the way. White, black, Spanish, I don't care what side you're on. I love everybody. James, this feels good to know that, okay, like, come on, I'm telling you, stay over there. We're coming over there right now. Russia would have if we went over to Ukraine and said, let's send this over here, we would end that war fast too. If Russia doesn't already have that as well.
Yeah.
The problem is now that the cat's out the bag. Now I'm kind of worried.
Right. Like
everybody got the shit now, man.
In the Bin Laden raid, they had the super secret stealth helicopter that they had to blow up.
And
so there's always gonna be technology we don't know and see. But
in the chat right now, who's got the best military in the world? Who's got the best military? James.
Did you also see Trump wants the defense companies to stop share buyback and cut their dividends? So more money goes into making the weapons, like for Lockheed Martin, Raytheon. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't like cutting people's money. And I wouldn't want to cut my money or cut your money, people's income. But if I had to pay more money, taxes, and all went to military operation, I'd be happier than giving it somewhere else.
Okay.
I'm not saying I want to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if they said, hey, Brandon, by the way, we're taking this amount of money from you now this year, why are you doing that? Want military to be the best. I can't really argue with that. Paying these troops, building this stuff out, waking up every day knowing our country's protected. Those people in Ukraine wish they took shit out for their damn military. They're sitting there going, shit, we got to give up land. Imagine we got to give up Florida. Imagine. Yeah. Can you imagine? Russia comes over here. By the way, we're taking Florida. We're like, all right, we're moving to Georgia.
Good luck taking Florida. No one's taking Florida.
The minute, well, they're not taking Florida because Trump's in Florida and our military's badass.
And everyone here has guns. You could just.
Yeah, you got that right. Got that. But see, now that's the thing. Now everybody's like, we got guns. We're good here. Now, if you ask a Democrat that, we're not guns bad. I'm just saying, the typical Democrat, not everybody Democrat. A lot of Democrats understand. A lot of Democrats go hunting too. The people out there holding deer up and cutting bucks and all that shit, that's not Democrats. That's Republicans, for the most part. You got Democrats out there like, why should we have guns? Shouldn't have guns, all right? Right? And all of a sudden, the shooter, every time I see a shooter, James, I'm not talking about ICE shooting. You go back, look at these shooters, a lot of those are Democrats. For real. If we go back and look at the last several shootings, there's the Democrats, not Republicans. So they're going to say, we shouldn't get guns. Well, you're teaching them shit like this, and whether you like it or not, this is reality. Let's take a look at the dude that's dating a trans dude who just shot Charlie Kirk. That's a Democrat. He grew up as a Republican. He's a Democrat now, though. Yeah. I'm just saying, he would say, shouldn't have guns. Grandfather had a gun. They're going to say, I think the Democrats are like, we don't care who has the gun. We don't want guns at all. Right? That's the real message. But the truth is, Republicans aren't out there just shooting people all day long. You go to Chicago, you go out there to Chicago, and you go and you visit all those bad areas, black on black crimes. Those are Democrats. Seriously.
I don't know. A lot of them love Trump.
Those are Republicans. No, you see, now, but that's true now that they're starting to understand, but most of them are Democrats. The city of Baltimore, the city of Chicago, I'm talking about the inner city where it's bad, it's rough. Those are Democrats shooting each other. You go to New York, the ones that are shooting, doing bad shit on the subway, these are Democrats. I'm being honest.
I don't think they're really invested in politics that much.
You might be right.
I don't really think they.
You might be right. You might be right on that. But I'm just saying, if they had to vote, these are Democrats. You go to Chicago, you tell me all those people in inner cities are voting for Trump. They're not. You go to the major city, Minneapolis. You just saw the shit, right?
I don't know. A lot of. I don't know. I'm not a gang member. I'm not speaking for them. But like, I know there's a lot of people.
They don't like Trump. He's stopping gangs. He's stopping drugs coming in the country.
I think they like the image of him for the way Trump is.
Yeah, of course.
So,
of course.
Like, they look up to that.
I think that's cool.
Because
like Trump's badass.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if we talk about this kind of shit, we got to bring it up and be real. In the chat right now, Jeff Lee in the building. Welcome to the show. Big Bill German, how you feeling in the building right now? People that are coming in here, okay, having conversation, we're talking about everything. We talk about, obviously, to start off the show today, we're talking about Trump to take Greenland, and now we're talking about the sonic weapons. I feel very excited that our military is that damn good. Field of Steel in the building. What's going on? Where the hell you been, Field of Steel? We got some people showing back up now. See, popping in, popping out. James, they're looking for us in the vertical. Field of Steel, we're in the horizontal format now. We're always like this. You better come check us out every morning. Every day, 12 o'clock, we're in the building like this. Get ready. All live games coming. A lot of people are going to start coming here, James. I got an update from YouTube said they're going to start opening the faucet. Just saying. People are going to start coming to the chat. If you're in the building right now, you're a Trump supporter, put Trump in the chat. And if you're not, then just put not or put independent. I think today we're having good conversation and we're bringing it to people's attention to say, look, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, these are issues that Trump is like, I don't care what side you're on, I'm doing this. I'm just saying, I think it's a good idea. How are you feeling about, in general, the conversation with the weapons? We're talking about Democrats killing people, Republicans killing people. My major point before we get off this topic is when you look at these inner cities, the gang violence, the gun control, all these things that are happening, these are Democrats getting guns, and they're a lot of them are killing themselves. And Democrats like, we got to get rid of guns. These are the Democrats killing themselves. I'm just bringing that to attention because the reason why I know is because I have firsthand, I have experience, I have friends, I've lived in these cities, I have cousins. I have my own cousin shot my other cousin, for God's sakes. You know what I'm saying? 5 times. Like shit happens, and it's sad, but these are not, my mind, what I'm seeing is not Republicans out shooting people, right? And so all the school threats, the school shootings, I'm telling what you think.
Your old roommate who stole your...
Oh, roommate was a Democrat too.
Yeah, stole...
And I'm not, look, I love Democrats, they're Republican, but my old freaking guy stole my cologne, went out and shot somebody. He was a Democrat too.
Yeah.
Goes on and on, James. List goes on and on. And look, I'm not saying there's no Republican shooters. I'm just saying they're out there hunting deer and shit, which I don't go out there and kill animals and shit like that. I'm just saying it's not my thing. I mean, if I had to do it, to survive, I would do it. I buy it at a grocery store, so I guess I'm part of it. But I'm saying I'm not out doing that. But hey, they're not out there killing people and eating people, right? Just saying. Let's move on another piece here. Let's get to this point here. ICE protests, dangerous or smart? Hey, I'll just start with this. I think that they're trying to get a point across, and in this country, to get a point across, you got to do what you got to do. I think that some of them, I had this conversation last week, some of them are stupid how they're operating. I'm going to show a clip in a second. Go ahead.
But I've seen some videos where it looks like the ICE agents aren't really behaving in a very professional manner, to say the least, and maybe some more training would have helped with that. Like I've seen them, they were kneeing some guy in the head that was on the floor. I don't know the backstory to all this, but you have a lot of law enforcement people that are not condoning what's going on here, saying like, you should be showing your faces. You have soldiers that were in Afghanistan and all these served all over the world saying, we didn't even cover our faces like that. So I think, it's your American right to go protest.
But what does the face covering have to do with it?
I think it's a fear, it's a fear tactic.
I'll give it a fear tactic. I'll say I don't like that. But I'll say this. They got to protect who they are. If you're on ICE, walking on the street all day long and you go home, people are like, oh, that's the guy from ICE. You put yourself in a bad position. Judges, they have private places, some attorneys, some major police officers, lieutenants, FBI. They're not listed on, you go to realtor.com and see they live here. Like they're protecting their image and their face because they're doing something that they can be in a bad position to be hurt by other people, right? And I'm not saying that I like it.
But like, look at all this. There's no names on there. They have like these numbers, like initials.
You're saying they can be scared.
It's on purpose to make them look extra scary, you know? And like most law enforcement officials,
but they're not scaring their own people out. But the whole point is to scare illegal people out of here, though.
I think they're scaring everybody.
I think they're scaring. I agree with that because I don't think there's anyone to do. Vaughn and I had this conversation one time. How do you go out there and knock on the door and say, hey, you're got to be deported? If you're in the chat, deport or let them stay. We're talking about illegal immigrants. Illegal, not legal people. Illegal immigrants. Deport or let them stay. Everybody in the chat right now, deport or let them stay right now. I want to see everybody put it. I agree with you. It's scary. I agree they're doing it in an awkward way. I agree. ICE is showing up at your door. You're like, what the hell is that?
They're going to Target.
But what are they looking for?
Yes, but we also know that there's a lot of bad people that are doing very bad things in other neighborhoods, but they're not going in there. But
I'm saying the goal of ICE is to deport illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's the goal of ICE, right? I think if Kamala Harris is in, everybody just port.
Yeah.
We saw that. What's the flip side? What's the trade-off? Hey, I'm just saying if you have to vote for one or the other, if you got to vote, right? You can't just go independent. You're not going to win independent. I love independent people that are like, I love being independent. I'm not saying that's bad. I love that. Hey, I like looking at both sides. I like that. But The point is, you can't go there and be like, I'm going to vote for everybody. You got to vote, and your independent vote's not going to win. So you just put independent for no reason. Honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying to say that, but that's the reality. You're not going to win. You got Trump, you got Kamala Harris, independent. Well, you wasted your time.
Right.
You went to that long ass line. James, think about this. You got your little sticker. I used to have my sticker on my desk. You ain't got your little sticker. I voted. Good job for you. Didn't matter. Not saying that it's not, I'm not saying that it's not important to do. I'm saying you literally wasted your time. Vaughn running as independent, not going to win. Love Vaughn, not going to win. Why? He's independent. You can't win. You're not going to win. Why? Because you got too many Republicans that don't like Democrats, and they're not going to vote independent because they know that they have a chance of losing the election to the Democrats. Democrats are the same shit. I'm voting for Democrat. I don't want this guy to get in there. Trump 2028. Never know. Could get back in there through all kind of ways. But the point is, he can't run, but he can get in, right? And I think a lot of people watching this live right now are sitting back going, you know what? Not very smart to be playing with fire. And look, I'm going to show you something real quick, James. Look what these people are doing. Hold on a second. Take a look. Like, what are they doing? They're playing beats and drums.
Is that a sonic weapon?
Well, look at that, James. They're out here they're not doing what it takes. I'm telling you, they're not doing what it takes to go out there and be respectful. They might not want to respect them. I get it. I don't respect them. They don't respect me. They're trying to say. But the point is, you're beating drum. You're smacking shit in front of these ICE people's faces. That's not going to make them be like, oh, how are you? Good morning, ma'am. It's going to make them throw your ass to the ground and you put yourself in a tussle that you don't need to be in.
Right.
And then you're going to lose because they're going to be like, Trump's going to be like, yo, you just got in that guy's way. You could have put him where he felt scared or at risk. You're in there too close. Threw you to the ground. Now you're trying to get up. They're stomping your ass out. You're an idiot. Now, if you want to go out there and protest with your sign, right? I'm not saying that's going to work. But if you want to go out there with your sign, we love Newsom or we love our state, whatever. You could do that. But if you're going to be banging drums in people's faces and throwing shit and spitting on people and throwing rocks, you're going to get your ass taken to the ground. You're going to get your ass smacked. And then you're going to be like, he shouldn't have did that. Well, how about we go in front of you? How about tomorrow? I'm just playing devil's advocate, though. How about tomorrow we go to them, go in front of their house, just bang drums and shit, and go in front of their face, in front of their car, and they're going to be like, get the fuck, they're going to be like, get the fuck out of my way.
Right. So I'll play devil's advocate and bring up January 6th.
Let's
right?
do it.
So you had those people who were wilding out at the Capitol, attacking officers, and they were all just pardoned, right?
Yep.
How does that make sense? It's super hypocritical.
I feel like
These people just blowing whistles.
Listen, I feel like never ever should ever happen anywhere, right? And I know in the chat right now, everybody to put deport or let them stay. If you're Republican, Democrat, smack that like button right now, baby. I want people to know what we're live here in the building because it's going to start every single day. Let people know what time we're live at 12 o'clock every single freaking day. People in the chat. People looking for us in vertical format. I'm explaining that. Always looking for us in vertical. They can't find us. Feel the Steel just found us. Oh, you're over here. It's going to start flipping over. People start seeing. YouTube's going to start doing that. What I'm saying, James, is this. I know what you're saying, that one day was a very bad day for the White House. I think it was promoted in a lot of ways. I'm not going to say that it was Democrats' fault, Republicans' fault. I'm just going to say this. I don't believe it's as good as what people think or as bad. I think there was a lot of shit going on there, right? And they try to blame Trump for it, which is crazy. To just blame him for all that. If Trump's like, go to the White House, if people are so crazy, yeah, he shouldn't do that. If he said, storm the Capitol, right? Shouldn't do that. I'm just saying if he did stuff like this, I think that's not good. But what I am saying is this. That was one day. It was a very bad day. This is happening every day. See what I'm saying? Like, that was a bad day. They shouldn't did it. It's bad. I'm going to say that. And I believe the Democrats and Republicans both know that January 6th, whatever the hell day it was bad. Right? Yeah. And it was a bad thing. And I don't think Republicans are like, that was great, do it again. I think that they're saying is we got a point across, right? And I think now protesters are like, we're getting our point across. But guess what? You are getting a point across, but you're going to get hurt. Storm the Capitol, you can get hurt. You can get put in jail. Guess what? They arrested a lot of people.
They pardoned them, though.
But I'm saying they were in jail for a while. These people aren't getting arrested. These people on the screen, if I put them on the screen right now, smacking people's faces and doing that, they're not getting arrested. They're getting in the way. They're getting thrown to the ground. If you continue to fight a police officer or an ICE agent, then your ass is getting arrested. If you get in the way and you get knocked over, they're not arresting you for that. Like, they're letting you do all that. They're letting, these are more alpha male men out there trying to handle ICE. This isn't like your blowing whistle guy. This is like, yo, we're gonna really be
Well,
at.
Brandon, what they're doing is so bad. It's making the general police look good.
That's what I'm saying.
But like how they're behaving. So if
Because
these
general
people-
police aren't gonna do it. General police are
know,
gonna go, oh,
but-
you get a speeding ticket.
Yeah, but like
They need real men out there that got some balls to them because they know this is a dangerous job. They're not chasing white people, black people. They're chasing illegal people in this country that shouldn't be here. And those people have a lot at stake, whether it's financials, whether it's drugs, whether it's smuggling, whether
right. But you would agree that there's different levels to this, right? There's
Yeah.
like there's some illegal people that are just working, right?
Yeah.
But then we have other ones that are doing some
they're
bad
still
stuff.
illegal.
Right.
And they're
But
trying to find everybody.
But if we had to start focusing where we should be getting which people to get,
But you
which
can't
would the best-
bypass the guy who's illegal for the guy that's more illegal. Right? It's like, this guy's illegal, working at shop, right? Out of here. Next guy, oh, you're illegal, you're a drug dealer. Out of here. You can't be like, oh, you're working, putting the bread on the counter, stocking shelves. So we'll get you on Thursday. Let's get the guy over there who's running across the street. Like, you're gonna get everybody. That's the whole point. Like,
I don't know,
Trump,
will they?
Trump's not aiming to get 3 people. He's aiming to get everybody illegal out of here, close the border, you can't get over here. That's what I'm trying to be.
So what's safer, to get rid of the guy who's cutting your lawn or the people that are serving up drugs and trafficking people? What would you rather have
Safer.
out, what would you rather have out first?
I don't think their goal is to show up and let me just get the guy on the roof first. I think they have plans in place where they're getting everybody they can. I don't think like, hey, they're arresting dangerous people. The planes going back to Venezuela, they have people drug dealing, they got rapists, they got convicts, they got people cutting grass, they got everybody going on there. And I feel personally that the whole entire situation right now that's bad is it looks very bad. And Republicans are not saying that. But Republicans are not saying that. Democrats are like, this is against our rights.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing. And they don't look at it down the middle. James, you look at it down the middle. You kind of see.
I'm trying to.
They don't do that, though. That's the thing. You give your opinion, but Democrats, I'm saying this because I feel this way. Independents, they look at both sides. I can say it. I don't like how they're just like that. That's scary. You scared that girl in Minnesota. That wasn't fair. I could say all that. But I also say, what are you doing out there? If you've seen the new videos out there, I did see the other angle, though, how that officer did get hit. That officer did have to go to the hospital. And it was nothing like, hey, let me just turn the right head out. It was a lot worse on the other side of things. But it just looks bad. And Trump saying what he said, it just falls into the trap of he's a bad person. And that's why a lot of people are saying this. But the reality is, I think he has an agenda that he wants to fulfill as president. I think if you were president, I think your personality, James, would be like, let me make everybody happy, everybody come together, right? And I think that's a great thing. I think that's a respectable thing. But unfortunately, as a president of the most powerful country in the world, trying to just make peace makes us look soft. Joe Biden did that. Kamala Harris would do that. And they weren't respecting any of it anyway. Ukraine, we work with Ukraine. Yo, they are killing Ukrainians and we are supplying them to kill Russians. Think about that. We're not on the Russian side. We're on Ukraine's side. So they're killing our people the whole time. Trump's like, we got to stop that. Like, that's not, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are like, that's over there. That's getting worse.
It's a little more, that's for another show.
We'll
do
is.
that another show.
All
Yeah.
right. So, while we're on that point, Trump focused on Russia and China. That's the end of for today's show. To take over Greenland, he's focused on Russia and China.
You should show people what Greenland looks like. I don't think people realize how big Greenland is.
Pull it up.
And because I'm
Greenland,
happy to,
but Greenland's beautiful. Greenland's beautiful. But the point is, I pulled up on the screen right now. Greenland is beautiful, but
it's huge.
Yeah, but look, at the end of the day, some of these pictures of Greenland, if I pull it up on the screen right now, some of these pictures of Greenland, right? You're talking about a big place. Look at some of this shit.
Let's go class trip.
Look at some of this stuff. I mean, there's some beautiful places. This is a wonderful place. I mean, this is very cold right here. Extremely cold. I don't know why the hell someone wants to sit there all day. It's freezing cold. But you know what? That's why I said this. When I started talking about this, and people in the chat, if you love what we're talking about today, smack the like button right now. If you agree with this show today, if you like to hear this kind of stuff, we got sports entertainment, a lot of stuff's coming here.
No, like show up, pull up on the map, like the big map, and you're gonna see like
where we at here. This one here?
I don't know.
There you go. Yeah, Greenland right here. That's a big place.
Yeah, but
Look
it's
at that.
very close. It is
But there's-
between us and Europe. It's very important.
Yeah. And here's the thing. There's Greenland right there. There's the U.S. right there. Right? What the hell is it? We flipped here? Oh yeah. Sorry. I see what's going on here. They flipped. Okay. So look, let me just show you something for a second. If we had a whole bunch of military operation going on there, James, right? and we had China and Russia spending a lot of time right there, I think over time, we feel closed in. We feel really closed in. And that's why I believe Trump is playing chess, not checkers, my opinion. Chrome said, Kamala meet with Russia next day. They invaded Ukraine. LOL. Biden also said, it's okay. See what I'm saying? We don't see some of this stuff. I'm going to pin that right now. Kamala met with them, and also the next day they invaded them. They didn't respect her, apparently, or she said it was cool. So she's not going to get it done. So you put someone in there who's actually getting shit done, and they don't like how he does it, though. You got to pick one.
Yeah.
Pick one who's not going to get shit done or try to be Mr. Nice Guy. I got to tell you, I don't think Kamala Harris, I think Kamala Harris is a lot more feisty and tougher than Joe Biden. She might have told them a couple things. I'm just like, I don't like Kamala Harris as president, but she might have got up there and said, bitch, she might have had some words for Russia. Maybe she might have been even tougher than Trump, for all we know.
We don't know.
She's in the judicial system. She did a lot of things.
She was a prosecutor.
I tell you what, black people didn't like her at the end. They were like, you know what? She put a lot of us in there.
She totally flipped her stance on.
She tried to be black when she was running. Before that, she was putting all black people in jail look, sometimes for the right reasons.
For minor drug charges too.
And listen, but black people, they didn't say this. They said the ones that said they didn't like her and they were voting for Trump, which I like that they voted for Trump, but she put my cousin in jail. Yeah, your cousin was dealing drugs all day. Right? Like she did a lot of things that were probably needed, but then they started thinking, you know what? It's just not good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just saying a lot of conversation right now, James. End of today's show with this. Trump take over Greenland. Will it happen right now? Maybe, maybe not. And how do you feel about the decision to end today's show? I'll say, I think that this was something that shouldn't be announced so crazy. I think the media announcement is not for us. It's to let other countries know we're coming. I think it's a smart tactic to scare them. We saw what we did with Maduro. We had and all of a sudden they said, we got supersonic weapons.
Yeah.
We're taking Greenland. Don't come over here. We got supersonic weapons. All of it comes together, says, don't F with the U.S. That's how I feel. He didn't say we're attacking them. He said we want to control it because they're not going to get it done.
Kind of.
Anyway, James, salute these people.
Late, everybody.
We're going to see these people tomorrow live. Hopefully, if not, we're doing a bunch of clips. We'll be uploading shorts, live streams, a whole bunch of stuff live on this show. Special guests coming on. It's going to get great. We have a lot of new people coming on. I'm excited about it. James, it was so great to have this conversation today because we definitely had to. People in the chat right now, after we sign off, make sure you leave a message on this video. We love and appreciate you. Get ready. The sports, we're going to try to get with the playoff games, James, and also some of the stuff heading into basketball season as well. Super Bowl, all that live. You'll see thousands of people for the games. You'll love that. It'll be great. And we'll start to let them know, hey, we're on the freaking horizontal side now.
What about that BCS championship game?
Yes, big time. Miami, Indiana, this is going to be a big game. I think it's going to be great.
Yep.
All love to beautiful people. Everyone watching the show right now, smack that like button. Give us a few seconds. Leave a message on this video. All love to you, and I will close those polls. See all of you guys tomorrow. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you on Wednesday. Take care.